Hello everyone, it's your host Mermel. In this video, we are going to talk about the three parts of content, which is planning, creation, and calendar. So, let's start. Okay, ano ba yung content planning? From the word plan, simply means strategically creating processes para makapag-produce tayo ng content. So, involved dito yung pagdetermine ng purpose ng ating audience and kung anong mga platform or channels na ating gagamitin. Last time, napag-usapan natin kung paano gumawa ng brand persona. And later, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga dapat ninyong i-prepare before kayo mag-start gumawa ng content. So, why do we need content? And plan. Content planning. Number one talaga is to ensure consistency and relevance in our content. So, consistency para always tayo nagpo-post, hindi lulubog lilitaw, as long as regular yung schedule. It can be once a week, once a month, regular pa rin naman yun. Once a month is still regular. Now, relevance, yes, para hindi tayo makapag-post ng mga hindi related dun sa niche. So, for example, yung ginagamit natin before, if the business is all about sports, syempre hindi tayo magpo-post doon ng mga hindi related sa sports din. Dapat connected lang din within that niche. And secondly, it enhances brand identity and messaging. Third, it maximizes the impact of content across platform. Yes, lalo na guys kapag yung viral marketing, naalala ninyo sa introduction of digital marketing, pag-usapan natin doon na kapag nasakyan ninyo yung mga viral posts, automatically, talagang mag-hit yung engagement and reach ninyo. I-increase talaga yon. Lalo na kapag regarding sa meme and mga kalokohan, funny content, humorous content. Kasi gusto yun ng mga tao. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga skills na matutunan ninyo if marunong kayong mag-content plan? Number one is strategic when it comes to thinking and planning. Malalaman din ninyo kung paano i-analyze kung yung target audience ninyo. And then, content calendar, kasali na rin yan. And then, collaboration, communication, lalo na kapag gagamit kayo ng influencer marketing. So, ano yung mga tools? We have GoSchedule, Trello, social media scheduling like Buffer, Hootsuite, or Meta Scheduling. Actually guys, maraming mga tools na ginagamit regarding sa content creation. But these are just the examples. And for this training, entry-level beginner's training, we will be focusing on using meta scheduling kasi free yun. And kasali na dun is Instagram and Facebook. So, ano ba yung mga job titles? Can be content strategist or content manager. Okay. Now, dito naman tayo sa content creation. First, napag-usapan natin yung content planning. So, second, pag-uusapan natin yung content creation. Content creation is, ito na talaga yung actual, nagagawa na tayo ng content. Mag-generate na tayo ng mga material. Pag sinabing content, it can be an article, it can be a video, it can be a picture, image, or audio. Basta content. Mga pwede nating i-share, i-upload sa ating website, sa ating social media. Okay? Platforms. Yun ay tinatawag na content. Now, the second one, it says here na crafting content for online platforms to engage and inform the audience. So, ano yung purpose ng content? And why do we need it? Siyempre, it enhance brand visibility and recognition. Ito naman talaga yung reason kung bakit gumagawa tayo ng content para patuloy yung engagement ng mga audience natin. Hindi nila tayo makalimutan. Lalo na ngayon, no, na halos lahat nasa social media na. Kaya meron kayo makikita sa pag nag-open kayo ng Facebook, ng Instagram, halos lahat ng tao gusto nang maging vlogger, maging influencer. O, kasi minamaximize lang nila yung social media platform to earn and to build their online reputation then, and at the same time earn. So second, it drives audience engagement and interaction. Third, establishes authority and expertise in a particular niche. Yes, kasi kapag quality yung content ninyo, mas maraming mag-iisip na may alam talaga ang brand na to regarding sa niche na nandun siya, yung field of interest, of industry, field of niche na pinili ng isa. So, the more na marami kang i-share, then the more din na mag-a-appear na marami kang alam. You are an authority. So, the last one, it boosts search engine rankings and online presence. Yes, gaya na sabi ko kanina, last time, na yung SEO, it will highly depend dun sa mga keywords na ginagamit ng mga blog, ng mga captions na mga pinopost ninyo sa platform. For example, yung name ninyo. Pag sinearch yan sa Google, ipupull niya yung mga data from your blog, data from your post. So, kapag nag-type siya doon ng pangalan ninyo or ng business name ninyo, automatic siyang lalabas sa first page. Hindi yung competitors ninyo. Okay? Now, ano ba yung mga skills under sa content creation? Number 1, matututo kayong basic lang, copywriting and editing skills, proofreading, ganun. Kasi kailangan yun sa paggawa ng mga captions. Although now, napapansin ko na hindi naman unlike before na sobrang hahaba ng mga captions. Ngayon, short na lang yung mga captions. And tsaka meron naman mga AI tools na pwede natin gamitin. And then, you will also learn basic graphic designing or multimedia production. Kasi multimedia, yun na yung sabi natin kanina. Pwedeng video, audio, blogs, mga articles, or graphic photos. Then, we have social media management and marketing, also content strategy and planning. So, guys, magkasama talaga sila, no? Content planning, content creation, and then content calendar. Lalo na, this is a basic training para sa mga virtual assistant. So, I decided na i-join force na lang sila kasi iisa lang naman din yung process na gagamitin natin. However, kapag nasa intermediate level, lalong-lalo na sa expert level, talagang may specific na mga steps yan. From planning, to creation, to calendar, to scheduling, all the way sa strategy and branding. Bawat isa yan, napaka-specific. But for you guys, hindi naman, unless if you decided to choose social media or digital marketing, so doon kayo magda-dive in. But I think most of you, iba-iba naman yung skills ninyo. Mayroong ibang accounting, yung iba naman mga engineers. So, basic is enough para lang masimulan ninyo yung online presence ninyo. Okay? Now, dito tayo sa mga tools. We have graphic design, Canva, Adobe Creative Cloud, writing, we have Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, and Killbot. Paraphrasing tools to, guys. Itong Killbot and Hemingway Editor. Grammarly din, already updated their tool naman, their site. So, the video editing part, we have Adobe Premiere Pro or iMovie. And then we have schedulers like Hootsuite, Buffer, and CoSchedule. Meron din yung Meet Edgar, Planoly. So, depende na lang yun sa client, preference ng client ninyo. Pero yung mga schedulers talaga, same lang sila ng foundation. Magkaiba-iba man sila ng terms, pero malalaman nyo din yun. So, wag lang masyadong i-overwhelm yung sarili nyo, guys. Ganun naman talaga. At first, parang overwhelming kasi beginner pa lang, bago pa lang nag-start. But the more that you expose yourself sa pagpapractice ng mga tools, the more din na magiging confident kayo. Of course, we're now medyo kaba-kaba pa, pero huwag kayong magpapatalo sa kaba, no? You are better than that, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure talaga na you're better than that kasi natapos nyo na nga yung first week training eh. Ngayon pa ba na nasa second week training na kayo ng virtual assistants? Fighting lang, guys, fighting. So, ano yung mga job titles or freelancing roles? We have content creator and content curator. Okay, so we have the third one. What is content calendar? So, pag sinabing content calendar, this is a visual tool outlining the schedule of planned content creation and distribution. So, ilalagay na siya sa isang kalendaryo. Ano ba yung picture na gagamitin? Ano ba yung caption na gagamitin? Saang platform ba siya ipopost? Ano yung date? Sino yung naka-assign? So, meron tayong dalawang strategy dyan na ituturo ko mamaya. And then, the second point is to organizes and displays content topics, publication dates, and platform. Yes, yan ang sabi ko dito sa first part. Now, why do we need it? Para ma-enhance yung pagiging organized and yung pagpa-plan, para mas makita. Kasi kapag yung isang plano hindi siya nakasulat sa papel or wala siyang visual representation, madaling ma-misinterpret yun ng mga ka-team ninyo. However, kung meron talagang visual, nakasulat talaga siya sa papel, may visual representation, talagang clear na clear yon. At hindi yon magagamit against you ng mga teammate mo. Sasabihin nila, kasi ito si hindi niya ginawa ng content calendar, kaya naguluhan kami. So, hindi nila yon magagamit. Kasi, gumawa nga kayo ng content calendar, so wala silang magiging excuse against you. Okay? Lalo na ngayon guys, napansin ko din na may mga freelance. It's sad lang kasi kapwa Pilipino naghihilahan pababa, which is one thing na hindi ko talaga gusto. No? Kasi it should be us helping each other. Ayoko talaga yung crab mentality. Gusto ko talaga yung ant mentality. Doesn't matter, kasi for me naman, doesn't matter sino yung winner. No. All of us, we just want to put food, pay our bills, put food on the table, support yung mga needs ng family natin, needs ninyo. So, it's not about, I don't know about you guys, but that's just a personal opinion, okay? So anyway, sana ba ako umabot? Let's continue here. Why do we need content calendar? Oh, yeah, I already read the first one. So, the second point is to ensure consistent and strategic approach to content distribution. So, consistent and strategic approach. Hindi yung iba yung strategy ng isang member number 1, iba din yung member number 2, iba din yung member number 3. No. That is disaster, guys. That's why talagang kailangan nyo itong gawin yung tatlong to. Planning, creation, and calendar under sa content. Okay, and then third one, help maintains a steady flow of engaging and relevant content. So, napag-usapan na din yan sa previous na mga slides. Skills na matututunan kapag alam ninyo yung content calendar. Number 1 is time management. Yes, always na napag-uusapan natin itong time management talaga. Kasi nga, work from home tayo. Sino naman yung walang magche-check sa inyo from time to time na, what are you doing? Ano ka, natutulog ka na naman? O, nanonood ka na naman ng TV. So, walang gaganon sa iyo kasi ikaw nga lang. So, you have to be responsible with your time. You have to discipline yourself kung ano lang yung oras na iaalat mo sa pagpo-procrastinate and yung oras na iaalat mo para maging discipline and to work towards your goals. So, kasama na dyan yung learning ninyo, pagte-training ninyo dito. And I wanna give recommendation to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your effort. So, the third one, we have understanding audience, engagement, and analytics. Yes, makikita nyo kasi kung saan yung mga post na gusto ng mga follower ninyo kasi meron yung analytics or yung reporting. So, ano ba yung mga tools na pwedeng gamitin under content calendar? We have Google Calendar. Yes, pwede nyo yung gamitin. Trello, CoSchedule, Asana, Content Cal. So, sa atin guys, gagamitin natin itong Asana. Then, ano yung mga job titles? We have Content Coordinator and Content Scheduler. Okay, so dito na tayo magsta-start. Kailangan natin maintindihan kung anong klaseng content yung ipopost natin. So, number 1, we have here the content pillar. Content pillar, ano ba ito? It is the core foundational topics or themes that represent the main content categories. So, the word content pillar, similar to content categories. Ano ba yung mga category ng mga post natin? And then, second point, serves as a framework for organizing and developing various pieces. So, framework. Magiging guideline siya. Doon nakaikot yung main theme ng mga post ninyo. Below, may nilagay ako dito na 4 na most popular content pillar na ginagamit sa mga post. So, ano ba ito? First one, we have educational. The word itself, educational, it means to inform the audience. Inform and teach the audience. So, for example, ano ba yung pwede ninyong post na gawin under educational pillar, content pillar, or content category? We can share knowledge and expertise. So, kung magaling kayo sa math, ganun, magaling kayo sa grammar, sa English, so pwede niyo yung i-share yun. That is an expertise, that is knowledge na pwede ninyong gawa ng content. And then, it focuses on providing value and solution. So, yung post na question and then answer. Ganon. Then third, we can also answer questions or addresses common challenges. May mga common challenges na, kaya yung sabi ko sa inyo na buyer persona, dapat talaga guys, meron kayo nun kasi maa-assume ninyo kung ano yung common challenges na kinakaharap ng mga follower ninyo. Okay? So that's it for educational. Now, let's go to the second one. We have entertainment. Pag sinabing entertainment, from the word itself, dapat na-enjoy or na-amuse yung ating mga audience. So, for example, we can use humor, emotion, creativity, yung mga memes, di ba? Naku guys, I think I'm a meme lord. Gustong-gusto ko talaga yung mga memes. It's my source of happiness talaga. And then we have the next one, capture attention and provides a break from routine. The third, often leverages storytelling or engaging visuals. Yes, kasi, kaya, di ba guys, nababasa natin sa mga news na yung Pilipinas, #1 user ng social media. Why? It is because social media ang pinakamura, cheapest and fastest way ng form of entertainment ng mga Pinoy. Hindi naman tayo katulad ng mga foreigner na kapag bored tayo, problematic tayo, stress tayo, kaya nating mag out of town agad, mag out of the country agad, mag-travel agad, 'di ba? Kaya that's why yung mga Pilipino na mga stress sa araw-araw na buhay, sa trabaho, sa family, sa school, their fastest and cheapest way is social media. Okay? This is the sad part. Ganun talaga. Ano tayo progressive, developing country, third world country. For the lack of better term, yun yung ginagamit. So, that's why, although it's sad, we can leverage it when we use it to our advantage as virtual assistants. So, next, we have the third one, promotional. Sinabing promotional, magpro-promote tayo ng product, ng service, ng brand. Ano ba yung makasali dito? Pwede nating i-share yung mga highlight ng product natin. So, for example, nagbebenta kayo ng skincare product. So, ilagay niyo na doon kung ano yung mga ingredients, ano yung mga benefits, mga SPF, yung mga number, and make sure na kapag gumawa kayo ng mga promotional videos, yung mga wordings na ginagamit ninyo is madali ding maintindihan ng mga audience. O yung masyadong scientific, technical na mabubore na din yung mga readers or yung audience. And then, we can also include call to action to encourage conversion. For example, guys, sabihin ninyo, nag-share kayo ng picture, before and after picture ng skincare product. And then you can say, click this link, shop now. So, may link na automatically magre-redirect doon sa online shop. Pwede na yung bumili yung audience or yung follower. So, that is conversion already. Na-convert na yung follower into customer or buyer. And then, third one, it supports marketing and sales objective. Yes, makakatulong yan sa marketing and sales, which is very important kasi yung business, kasi operations is expense. Gastos yon, operation. Ano ba yung kasali sa operation? Yung mga taong sinisweldohan, yung mga trabahante, mga tools na binabayaran, lahat na yon, expenses yon. Anong bumubuhay ba sa business? 'Di ba? Yung sales and marketing. Yun yung bumubuhay sa business. Samantala itong operation, yes, important siya to make the business work, make business system work, but it is an expense. So that's why kailangan talaga nating suportahan or paglaanan ng budget yung marketing and sales. And then, we have the fourth one, it's inspirational. Pag sinabing inspirational, yung mga quotes, mga positive na mga quotes, na kapag sad ka, na-motivate ka, na-uplift, feeling ng mga audience na, okay, I can take up the world, ganon, kahit na feeling down sila. So, purpose ng inspirational post, to evoke positive emotion and sense of purpose. For example, yung pinakasikat na alam ko is Goalcast. Napakadaming clips ng mga interview doon ng mga celebrities, mga sikat na mga personalities, sports people, na nagbibigay sila doon ng motivation. So, you can see guys, ito yung 4 na pinaka-common. Pero meron pang iba. Pwede nyo yung i-search sa Google, content pillars. Okay? So, again, educational, number 1. Number 2, entertainment. Number 3, promotional. Number 4, inspirational. And now, pag-usapan naman natin kung ano yung mga content formats. Ito yung mga content formats na ginagamit sa Instagram and Facebook or aka Meta. Mas known na siya as Meta ngayon. Dalawa na kasi, 'di ba? Isa na yung owner, si Mark Zuckerberg. Siya na yung may-ari ng both Facebook and Instagram. So, ano ba yung 6 types ng format sa Meta, sa Facebook and Instagram? So, we have Reels. So, pag Reels, alam niyo na yung mga short form videos na may mga magagandang transitions and audio. So, ano yung mga pwede niyong gawing Reel? Mga routine. And meron dito, dance routine or challenges, dance challenges. Gaya ng TikTok, 'di ba? Gaya ng TikTok. And then quick how-to or DIY videos. Yes, yun yung mga ginagamit sa Reels. Kahit sa mga YouTube Shorts, yun din yun, mga DIY video. And then we also have comedy sketches or funny moments. And then single post. Pag sinabing single post is yung traditional lang na picture na square. So that is single post. Ano ba yung pwedeng gawing single post? Pwede yung standalone photo, kagaya ng inspirational na mga quote na may mga caption. Pwede din promotional image. Mag-promote tayo ng product or new product. And then, we can also create infographic or meme. So, ayan, sa single post, meme. Carousel. Pag sinabing carousel, ito yung swipe through. Yung multiple images na nakikita ninyo sa Instagram na need nyong iswipe sa right. So, that is carousel. So, pwede nating gamitin ang carousel if we are showcasing a product with multiple images. Kagaya ng shoes. May front view, may back view, pati yung view ng sole sa baba. So, multiple images, we use carousel. Pwede din step-by-step tutorial na may series of picture. And before and after transformation in a sequence. So, yun yung mga pwedeng gawing carousel. Then, fourth one is stories. So, siguro guys, mahilig kayo mag-story, no? Kasi ako mahilig din ako mag-story. So, stories are temporary content. Mawawala siya, nagdi-disappear siya after 24 hours. So, it is more casual, spontaneous update. Parang short life update lang. Pwedeng ilagay natin sa stories yung mga BTS, behind the scenes, daily updates or highlights, ano yung pinaka-highlight mo within that day. And then, pwede din tayong gumawa ng mga poll, yung mga questions, interactive features. Siguro, nakita ninyo yung sumikat yung regarding sa question, ask me anything sa mga stories. And then, anonymous yung magsisend ng questions and a-answer naman yung owner ng account. And then, we have live. So, ayan, yung mga live selling. Real-time video broadcast. So, real-time, ibig sabihin, sabay kayo. Same time, no? Live. Nandun yung viewers, nandun yung host. And anyway, guys, Are you interested na magkaroon tayo ng live videos? I'm not so confident regard conducting lives, but if you prefer that, I would be happy to try. So just let me know lang, no? Comment lang kayo if you want to have live sessions. And then, ano ba yung pwede nating pag-usapan during live? Q&A. Ayan, Q&A, pwede yan. Question and answer. Pwede ding live tutorials or demonstration. And then, pwede din yung mga behind the scenes. Coverage ng mga events. Yes, lalo na yung mga kinakasal abroad. Gusto nila yung mga naka-live sila. Para din yung mga family nila or relatives nila na nandito sa Philippines is makakita. And then, lastly, we have highlights, yung nakikita natin on top of the account. So, temporary content. From stories, pwede natin silang i-save as highlight. So, pwede din natin silang i-archive. Hindi siya na-delete, pero there is a folder inside your account na pwede nyo yung i-access. So, we can also use highlight of a live event or collaboration. Then, pwede din yung mga tutorial. So guys, I hope everything is clear for content planning, content creation, and content calendar. For now, I will show you ano yung mga ways to create content calendar.